Just wanted to do a video on adding mixed numbers with different denominators. Now, mixed numbers, the rules really are the same for just adding regular fractions. We're going to kind of ignore the whole numbers for now. What we really need to do is find a common denominator. And to do that, we're going to find a multiple that both 5 and 6 will go into. So I'm going to begin by listing the multiples of 6. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Now I'm going to stop at 30 because I know that 5 will go into it because it ends in a 0. So now I'll list the multiples of 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So 30 is the lowest common multiple for 5 and 6. So we're going to use that as our denominator. So I'll write that down right now. Again, we're going to forget about the whole numbers for now. We need to find equivalent fractions, and to do that we need to find out what we multiplied our original denominator by to get our new denominator. So in this case we multiplied 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We multiplied 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now to get our equivalent fraction, we need to multiply our numerator by that same number. So 2 times 6 is 12, and 2 times 5 is 10. Okay, now we can bring down our whole numbers. Okay, so just like with regular fractions, our denominator is going to stay the same. So 30 is our denominator. We can add our whole numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5. And now our numerator is 12 plus 10 is 22. Okay, now we need to decide if we're in lowest terms or not. I can see that both numbers are even, so I know that 2 will divide into them, but we're just going to list the factors of both 22 and 30 to see if we can find the greatest common factor. Okay, so for 22, 1 will go in. We know that 2 will because it is an even number. 3 doesn't. 2 plus 2 is 4, and 3 won't go into 4. 4 doesn't. 22 divided by 2 is 11. We have to be able to divide it by 2 twice, evenly. 5 doesn't go in. 6 doesn't go in because 3 didn't. 7 doesn't. 8 doesn't because 4 didn't work. And 9 doesn't go in as well. So the only other factor of 22 is 11. Okay, for 30, 1 goes into 30, 2 goes into 30 because it's an even number, 3 goes into 30 because 3 plus 0 is 3, and 3 will divide evenly into itself. 4 does not go into 30. If we divide 30 by 2, we get 15, and we need to be able to divide that by 2 twice evenly. 5 goes into 30 because it is an even number. 6 goes into 30 because 2 and 3 did. 7 doesn't. 8 doesn't because 4 didn't. 9 doesn't. So our only other factors of 30 are 10, 15, and 30. Now if we look for common factors here, our only common factors are 1 and 2. 2 is the only one that we're worried about, because if we divide our fractions by 1, we'll end up with the same thing. So we go ahead and divide our numerator and denominator by 2. Our whole number doesn't change. Now we just divide our numerator. 22 divided by 2 is 11. And 30 divided by 2 is 15. Because we found the greatest common factor, we know that this fraction is in lowest terms.